Imagine, if you will, a quiet chamber in the depths of a European manor house, somewhere between the flickering shadows of 1543 and the gentle snores of the household cat. A single rushlight sputters in a corner, its faint glow casting long fingers of light upon uneven walls, warped by time and smoke. A heavy feather mattress lies upon a carved oak frame, and atop it sits, not lies, a somnolent figure bundled in layers of wool and linen, upright, half dozing as the wind nudges the wooden shutters. In those days, when the moon was a thing to be feared and the night a realm of uneasy silence, most folk did not lie flat to sleep. No, not quite. One slept sitting up, or rather, reclined but not fully prone, propped against a mound of bolsters and pillows like a weary philosopher or an ancient Roman banqueter. This was not some strange affectation of a few eccentrics, but rather a common habit across broad swathes of Europe. Why, you might ask? The answer, as with so many things in the sleepy vaults of history, is both complicated and terribly mundane. Let us now slowly wander through the corridors of this forgotten custom, our steps muffled by tapestries and the soft hiss of straw underfoot. The reasons for sitting up to sleep in the 1500s were a curious blend of practicality, medical belief, and sheer habit. For one, many beds in that age were shared. Husband and wife, certainly, but also children, servants, and even the occasional guest. Propping oneself up helped preserve a modicum of personal space. Imagine, if you will, 5 or 6 bodies in a bed scarcely wider than a modern twin, all pressed together like sacks of barley. To lie flat would be to vanish beneath elbows and snores. To sit up meant breathing room. Then there was the matter of health. The humoral theory, yes, that peculiar blend of Galenic thought and herbal superstition, held that lying flat could disturb the delicate balance of bodily fluids. To sleep upright was to avoid suffocation of the lungs, to aid digestion, and to keep the vapors of melancholy at bay. Physicians of the day advised the ill and hale alike to avoid horizontal repose. It was said that demons sat heavier on the chest of a man lying flat. So naturally, upright was safer, holier even. Now consider the fashion of the bed itself. The great box beds and canopy frames of the 16th century were not the airy things we know today. No, they were more like wooden fortresses. Curtains, thick as cloaks, surrounded the sleeper on all sides. Within this soft, draped cocoon, a person might sit for hours, candlelit, rosary in hand, or simply drifting in and out of half-sleep. Beds were not merely for sleeping, but for everything: prayer, illness, conversation, even receiving visitors. A good host might entertain guests from the bed, head modestly covered, body swaddled in layers of homespun. One mustn't forget the influence of fear. Fear of death? Yes, but more mundanely, of reflux. The wealthier classes, feasting late on roast goose and spiced pears, often suffered the indigestions of indulgence. Sitting up helped stave off the night's burning regrets. Even common folk, subsisting on thick pottage and rough ale, knew the discomfort of a too full belly. And, oh, the garments. To truly understand sleep in the 1500s, one must consider the matter of undressing. That is, they largely did not. Sleepwear, as we think of it today, was uncommon. One simply loosened a few ties, perhaps removed a belt, and climbed under the coverlet in one's linen shift or day shirt. Thick nightcaps covered heads against the drafty walls, and woolen socks were not amiss. To lie down fully dressed might be uncomfortable. Thus, to sit up eased the strain on seams and stitches. The sounds of the night were not like ours. There was no comforting hum of distant traffic, no refrigerator buzz or digital pings. Instead, one heard the pop of timbers, the slow scurry of mice in the thatch, the occasional moan of the wind through chimney flues. Upright in bed, a soul might listen to these ancient lullabies with a candle still burning low, watching shadows play upon the beams until sleep crept gently over their thoughts. Indeed, many did not sleep the way we do at all. The so-called first and second sleeps were widely reported. One would retire early, sleep for several hours, and then awaken around midnight. This interlude might be spent in quiet reflection, prayer, or gentle conversation, after which the second sleep would follow. It was a natural rhythm, in tune with the darkness, the season, and the bell of the nearby abbey. Even the humble peasant, weary from labor, might prop himself on a straw-filled bolster in the corner of his cottage, not fully reclining, lest the fire die out unnoticed. Children would curl like cats at the foot of the parents' bed, and the dog, if there was one, might guard the hearth, his nose twitching at unseen scents in the thatch. Curiously, when we look to the portraits of sleepers from the period, sketches, illuminations, and even written descriptions, there is a notable absence of the flat repose we so take for granted. The bed is more throne than cradle, a place from which one observed the night as much as one surrendered to it. And so, slowly, quietly, the hours passed. Sleep came not in a rush, but as a fog, softening the edges of thought. A gentle tilting forward, a slackening of the jaw, a sigh. Dreams arrived like pilgrims, silent and footsore, finding shelter in the cloistered mind. It was, in every way, a different relationship tonight. Not an escape from toil, but an extension of the day's rhythms. A time for inwardness, for the slow churn of memory and hope. One did not so much fall asleep as drift into it, sitting bolt-like among the covers, like an owl blinking at the dawn. So next time you fluff your pillow and lie down full stretch, spare a thought for your ancestors, half sitting in the shadows of their feather beds, candles guttering, knees drawn up, waiting for dreams like distant ships. The candle flickers gently as we turn the page, but the night is not done. Let us rest here, in the hush, and listen a little longer, for there is always more to uncover in the quiet corners of history. Now sleep, if you will, like a 16th century burgher, upright, wrapped in linen, your head full of vapors, and your heart stilled by the hour. The fire is low, the cat is curled, and the wind hums its eternal lullaby through the eaves. Good night, dear listener. Good night.